Good morning everyone. Hope you all are doing well. So before starting our today's chapter, first of all, I would like to tell you something very important about you. So first of all, about the homework and the classwork. Now there were many queries regarding the homework and the classwork. So first of all, let me tell you about that. From today onwards, from this video lecture onwards, from today onwards only, you will not be doing any type of classwork in the notebook. You will not be writing anything regarding the classwork in your notebook. You will not be noting down anything in the classwork copy. You people will only be writing the homework part that I will be providing you in the PDF form. Or I will be providing some pics to you. You will be writing only that thing in the homework part. You will not be writing any type of classwork in the classwork copy. Okay, so this is the first query. And regarding the next thing, that many 2 to 3 students just messaged me that the topics that I'm teaching are different. Like, first of all, I'm just telling you all that I'm covering all the important and the main topics from the chapter. So you people will not be saying that, ma'am, you are teaching differently, that is not there in the book. Because I am teaching all the things from the book only. You will not be saying that, ma'am, you are not covering all the topics. I am covering all the topics, but you have to wait till the last lecture of the this chapter. You have to wait. Okay, you can't say that I have not discussed the chapters, discussed the topics. I am teaching and I am discussing each and every topic from the book itself. That is the new book, not the old one. I am discussing each and everything from the new book, and I am using the new book only. You people have to buy the new book from the shop that is available. So that's all. Yes class. So before starting our today's topic, first of all I would like to tell you something, that 2 to 3 queries came to me that whether the ma'am we are using the old book or we have to buy the new book. So people, yes, you have to buy the new book. We are using the new book only, so you have to buy the new book. That is, our new book is divided into 2 main books, that is the employability skills and excellent worksheet. So you have to buy the new book. And first of all, this communication skill chapter is in the employability skills chapter number 1. Okay, so now you have to buy the new book. You people will not be asking to me again that we have to buy the new book or not. Yes, you have to buy the new book, and we are using the new book only. So we are starting up with the chapter, that is communication skills. So our first topic of today is perspective in communication. So perspective an individual's point of view through which we interpret and understand every communication is known as the perspective in communication. Perspective means that what is the meaning? It is the individual point of view through which we can interpret and understand every communication. That what is the point of view of a person about the communication he is doing with the other person. Like how to understand and how to interpret the different feelings of a person from one person to another person. That is known as the individual's point of view, and that is perspective. So there are 3 factors. Again, the language, which affects the perspective in communication, as your language will only decide that whether you are a good person or not. Your attitude, if you are having an attitude, then also you will be considering as a bad person. Like a positive attitude is a good one, but if you are having a negative attitude, then obviously you will not be considering as a good person. Your beliefs, that what do you think of a particular topic or particular thing, whether it is a positive or negative. So these are all the factors which affect the perspective in communication. Now 7 C's of communication. The first one is clear. The message should be not confusing. Like message should be the message should be like easily be to understood by the other person. It should be clear, correct. It should be grammatically and spelling mistakes should not be there. It should be free of them. Third one is complete. It must include all required information. If you are sending a person a message which is not precise and which is not giving you the information about what you have asked, so the message is not containing the whole information that you want. So your message should be complete. Concrete. Content should be supported by facts and figures. If you are including the different bar graphs, your different maps, or the different facts, or the different drawings you are including, so it just helps you to understand the information in a good way as compared to not having them. Concise. Message should be precise and to the past. It means that the message should be precise. What does it mean? That it should be exactly that way only, that it should be considered as the in a positive and a good way. Concise means to the point. Okay, concise and precise means to the point message is needed by the receiver. Next is consideration. Sender must take into consideration the receiver's option, mindset, etc. Sender who is sending the message to the receiver should also consider about the feelings of a receiver, that what he wants in the particular message that he is giving up to. Courteous. Sender must consider feelings and viewpoints of the receiver while drafting the message. Consideration and courteous is somewhat similar only. So courteous is also the same, that feeling should be easily cleared from your side to the receiver side, so that receiver could just understand the message what you are sending to. Okay. The next topic is phrases. Now, a phrase is a group of words that form a unit within a sentence but is incomplete independently. Now the topics are coming from the different parts of the chapter. Listen class, first of all, before starting these English topics, first I'm just making one point clear to you, that I've not just started the chapter from the beginning. I'm first covering the main and the important topics from the chapter. Then after that, when all the important topics will be covered, then we will be starting the short topics that are left in the chapter. So don't consider it that we have not covered this part, we have not covered that part. We will be covering each and every part. But now, but first of all, I am covering all the important topics from the chapter, so that you will be covering easily the short topics that are there in the book. Okay. So now the next topic is phrases. Now the topics which are coming in the future will be of the English topics only, that is phrases, sentences and different things. So a phrase is a group of words that form a unit within a sentence but is incomplete independently. Like it is able to form a good sentence, but it is incomplete, like it is not covering all the important things that we needed to just have in a sentence. The first is noun phrase, acts like a noun in a sentence. Verb phrase, group of main verbs. Adjective phrase consists of adjectives and articles. It just consists of all the adjectives and articles. Articles are A and U, like that. Adverbial phrase, adding words before or after, like you know about suffix and prefix. So this is known as adverbial phrase. And the next one is prepositional phrase. Always begins with the preposition and followed by a noun. It just begins with the preposition, and at the end the noun, our noun is also there in a phrase. Okay, so this is all about a phrase. The next one is sentence, a group of words that makes complete sense. These are the group of words that make a complete sense, which form when many words just combine together in a meaningful manner, then it is just known as sentence. Now there are 4 kinds of sentences. The first one is assertive sentence. It just consists of a fact that sun rises from east. Okay, like sun rises from east. The second one is imperative sentence. It gives a command, makes a request, or expresses a wish. Like a command like please do this work on time. Like a command you're giving to a person. Exclamatory sentence, which just consists of an exclamation mark at the end of the word or at the end of the sentence. The fourth one is interrogative, that just asks you a question. These are all the four main kinds of sentences. Okay. The next is parts of sentence. Now there are two parts of sentences. The first one is subject and the other one is predicate. Now the subject, it just conveys the name of a person or thing. Subject just tells you about the name of the person or the things, and the predicate contains a verb and states something. Like it just consists of a verb and it just tells you the state of the sentence. Okay. The next is, what are the rules of writing a sentence? Use short sentences. If you are using a short sentence, then your message is easily understood by the receiver side. The second, limit sentence content. If your sentence is very long, then it is not possible for the receiver or any type of person that he is interested in reading the whole of your message. So the sentence content should be limited, or the short one. And the last one is focus on the words, that what you are using, the words which you are using, you should focus on them. Okay, like it should be proper. Now what are articles? Words used to modify a noun, which is a person, place, object or idea. This is an English topic only. Now what are the types of article? Definite article, the indefinite article, a and n. Both the topics you have covered earlier only, but we are covering them again. Now rules of writing a paragraph. First, give the paragraph unity. Now the paragraph should be the paragraph you are writing. It should have a uniqueness. Like if you are using it from in another way, like it is not proper or not having the words which receiver wants to read, then a paragraph is not a good one of yours. So the second one is keep the paragraph short. The paragraph should be precise one. Third, topic sentences must be used. Like the topic of a paragraph is my school, so it should have the sentences which are made from the school word. Like it is covering the main points, all the main points from the school. Okay, for example, we are taking my school, so school should be covered, school's main points should be covered, all the sentences must be framed as required. Okay. Now paragraph is judged on three bases. The first one is introduction, second is support, explanation, and the third is conclusion. Now what do you mean by introduction? If you are writing a paragraph, then you first have to introduce the paragraph, like what about you are writing the paragraph. Second, support, explanation. Your explanation should be proper of the paragraph. If it is not, then it just don't have the required matter that we are considering. And the last one is conclusion. Conclusion, a proper conclusion should be there, a proper cover-up should be there at the end of each paragraph. And support, explanation just consists of content. Your content should be proper, expression. Like while writing a paragraph, you can't express by visuality, so your content should be expressed in a proper way in explanation part, and sequencing, a proper sequencing. Like a proper sequential manner should be followed in a explanation part. So a paragraph is judged over the 3 points. So thank you, class.
So class, hope you have understood all the topics that I have taught you today. Just revise all the topics and have a look over there that what I am teaching to you, and also look all the topics into your new book only. Not don't consult the old book, because it's not there in the old book. It is there, some of the topics are there, but it will be matched differently. Okay, thank you.